The story follows Tsukiko, a famous artist who creates children's toys. Even her coworkers are jealous of her success. While going back home, she sees a creepy old woman scavenging the garbage. She walks quickly and looks back to find the old lady vanished into thin air. Creeped out, Tsukiko makes a run for it and trips into a parking space. While trying to collect her things, a mysterious figure assaults her with a metal bat. The next day, she's at the hospital answering the investigators named Ikari and Maniwa. She tells them about the attacker, how he had a bat, and looked like a 6th grader. The investigators doubt the women and the incidents. The news of a popular artist being harassed spreads like wildfire. The investigators find it's about a homeless old woman who happens to be short-living in the area of the incident. They go to investigate and find a creepy guy named Kawazu who happens to know them. Kawazu is a journalist who's heavily under debt. The creepy guy tells them that the old woman disappeared on the day of the assault. Tsukiko goes through her messages and comes across some hateful ones that claim her to be a liar. Her doll mysteriously tells her that they are jealous because she's special. The next day, Tsukiko is stopped by Kawazu, who wants to know more about the assault. She remembers more details about the attacker and tells the police. News about the kid attacker wearing golden skate boots carrying a bent metal bat spreads. People start calling the attacker Shunin Bat. That night, Kawazu tries to meet Tsukiko at her home. She tries to get away from him. Suddenly, the kid attacker comes and beats up the man. He says hello to Tsukiko before disappearing into the dark. A student named Ichi, a bit narcissistic, suddenly finds himself ignored by others. Before, he was the most popular student because of his grades and athleticism, but now his classmates think he's the Shunin Bat because of his golden boots. Ichi blames this on Ashi, who he always hated. He believes he's doing this to win the student council election. Ichi tells his private teacher Harumi about the recent bullying. Finally, he decides to confront Ashi himself and threatens him. Everyone in the class gets a text of Ichi threatening Ashi. However, Ashi tries to defend Ichi. Ichi's bullying gets more intense. The investigators ask Ichi about the incidents, but they don't believe Ichi has anything to do with the assaults. The next day, Yushi meets up with Ichi and tells him how he sympathizes with him because he was bullied too. Suddenly, Shonen Bat attacks Ushi and Ichi, tries to get him thinking this might redeem his reputation. He soon realizes the incident will only worsen his current situation. Once popular, Ichi now is afraid to go to school. His paranoia keeps growing by the second until the Shonen Bat knocks him out. Harumi Chouno, Ichi's teacher, has dissociative identity disorder. Her split personality named Maria sells herself at night and enjoys herself with random men. In the morning, Kano fails to remember what she did. The doctor believes Maria is trying to enjoy herself since she feels like fading away from Chouno. Chouno's coworker asks if she'd marry him. She gets rid of the phone numbers as well as any belongings related to Maria to start a new life with her fiancé. However, Maria refuses to disappear and starts her night job again. Chouno plans her marriage with her fiancé while Maria sleeps with as many men as she wants. The doctor suggests she tell her husband about her condition. Chouno decides to throw everything away that belongs to Maria, but it fails after Maria takes over the body. Maria takes revenge on her by talking to her husband and throwing away everything she had. She starts terrorizing Chouno. Her mental disorder worsens and she starts losing her mind. She's out on the street fighting with herself. She thinks to herself that the Shunin Bat could set her free from this torment, just like he set Ichi free from suspicion. Suddenly, the Shonen Bat comes and knocks her out. The investigators meet her but decide not to question her in that state. One investigator thinks all the victims somehow look relieved that they got assaulted. Tsukiko watches a new report claiming they have caught the Shunin Bat. The investigation into the Shunin Bat has resulted in making some connections with the recent attacks. The investigation about the Shunin Bat has led them to a local officer named Hirukawa, who happens to know Maria. The officer is involved in running a prostitution ring. With the money he earns from the illegal business, he's building a house, sleeping with women, and in short, enjoying every second of his life. However, the gang leaders are not happy with the officer. He gets abducted and taken to the cemetery. The leader, Makoto, asks for 2 million yen in the next 3 days. The officer is forced to rob people around the area. Makoto abducts Hirukawa again and this time tells him to return his 5 million yen. He gives him a drug which makes him rob a family. Ikari meets Hirukawa after he robbed the family. After having a drink with Ikari, Hirukawa returns home with the money, but he gets attacked by the Shunin Bat. However, Hirukawa attacks back and captures the kid. Ikari goes to question the culprit. The shonen bat gets interrogated about his motifs of attacking people. The kids tell the investigators about Goma, a mystical aura that only he can see. If it glows red, the person is in pain. The shonen bat attacks the person with Goma to set them free. He thinks of himself as a warrior fighting to save humanity. The investigators had enough of his crap and left. The attacker starts having a psychotic episode of him defeating the evil with Kano and saving people. In his delusions, he's the hero. He must save the princess from the evil witch Maria, who's consumed by Goma. They go on a quest and defeat Maria. After going through Shonen Bat's description and his fantasy book, Detective Maniwa believes the answer to this Goma is related to the old homeless lady. A massive typhoon is about to hit Tokyo. While investigator Ikari and Maniwa question the old lady after finding Tsukiko's bag at her slum. The old woman seems disassociated and talks about her granddaughter and how she can't meet her because her son lost their home. Ikari loses it after having to listen to the old woman ramble. Finally, the woman speaks up about the incident that happened. She claims that Tsukiko was all alone on the night of the so-called attack. The shonen bat that they caught was not the real one, and Tsukiko was actually faking her attack. The investigators found a pipe near the site and believe she hurt herself with it because the pressure from her work and hatred from her co-workers was growing on her. Meanwhile, we follow the old homeless lady's granddaughter who escaped from her house. She used to love her father and was excited about the new house he got for her. But she found out his father was spying on her by setting up a camera in her room. Disgusted by it, she left the house. She's devastated and tries to end herself, but stops when she finds out a homeless person is being washed away in the storm. Suddenly, the shonen bat appears and claims his new victim. Turns out she was the daughter of the corrupt officer, Hirukawa, at the police station. Tsukiko gets overwhelmed by the investigators and faints. The typhoon demolished Hirukawa's house, and after the attack, his daughter lost her memories. That's all for today. Like and subscribe for the next anime recap. Until then, take care.